Ammo shelves won't wait for your bug-out plan. And history won't give you a warning before the next panic clears out your local shop. So, what do you load up on before everything goes sideways? In this video, we'll talk about the 9 most critical calibers to stack deep before World War III turned supply chains into broken memories. Everything from the rimfires that'll keep you fed to the NATO battle rifle rounds your neighbor's M1A might beg for. We're breaking down missions, battlefield logic, and pricing trends that scream buy now or regret it later. Let's dig into the brass. Ask any modern rifle shooter what cartridge gets fed the most, and the answer is almost always 5.56. That little bottleneck round lives in AR-15s, M4 clones, piston-driven imports, and even a growing number of bolt guns that take STANAG mags. It exists for one principal mission, putting accurate, lightweight fire on target from arm's length out to the better part of 500 yards. From pest control on a farm to neighborhood security in a blackout, it keeps recoil low, mag capacity high, and logistics simple. Those same logistics drive the first reason to stack it deep before global tensions blow open supply chains. The U.S. military moves billions of cartridges in this chambering. Every allied stockpile and most partner forces run some flavor of it. That means battlefield pickups, abandoned depots, or humanitarian drops will all speak the same language. Even if a neighbor's rifle gives up the ghost, the magazines can click straight into yours. History shows the cartridge fares well when supply routes crumble. In past shortages, shelves emptied for months. Yet cases of 5.56 hid in garages because so many folks purchased by the thousand. An emergency will bring that hoarded brass back into circulation. So staying on the receiving end instead of the searching end makes sense. Enemy rifles are less likely to share this caliber. However, coalition troops certainly will. And blue-on-blue compatibility can decide whether a mixed group fights as a unit or as individual gun owners. Price trends argue powerfully for buying immediately. In spring of 2021, panic buying shoved cost past 80 cents a round. Production finally caught up, raw material bottlenecks eased, and online listings drifted into the mid-30s. Recent daily averages hover around 33 cents, with occasional dips under 30. That figure is roughly 35% under the long-term average of 50+, and just a nickel above the all-time low. Once the election cycle heats up, or a single frigate incident snarls copper shipments, demand will spike overnight. The loading cans now transforms every future political headline into background noise. No cartridge carries the same rebel mystique as the Soviet 30. It pounds through tree limbs that would splash lighter bullets, and it lives inside AKs, SKSCs, VZ-2008s, and RPK light machine guns. Purpose number 1 is brutal dependability in filthy conditions. Purpose number 2 is barrier penetration at short distances where speed matters less than mass. A homeowner in thick woods, a convoy gunner in urban rubble, or a partisan in rain-soaked trenches all reach for this caliber because rifles stay functional with almost no maintenance. Theoretical talk about confiscated arms becomes practical the moment an American patrol clears a building and finds an enemy AK in working order. Without ammunition, that trophy is a club. With a few loaded magazines from your own stash, it doubles your firepower and resupplies locals who might join your side only if you feed their guns. In a grid-down barter economy, there will always be demand for the Soviet 30 because millions of surplus rifles saturate Africa, the Middle East, and Eastern Europe. That global saturation means every container ship disruption or import sanction lands hardest on U.S. shooters. Nothing shows the urgency better than the chart. During the lockdown surge, brass-cased offerings touched 93 cents. When imports stabilized, factories backfilled shelves and cost slid toward 50. Today's best buy sits at 46 cents, brushing the absolute floor of 45 recorded in the last 5 years and trailing the 60-cent historical mean by over 20%. An ammunition ban on certain exporters lurks every legislative session, and once it strikes, the only remaining cases will carry domestic price tags no one will call inexpensive. Fill ammo cans now, and the familiar banana mag rumble won't go silent when the docks shut down. 9mm job description is short. Feed every handgun and PCC you're likely to grab, put controllable holes in dangerous things, and keep doing so long after specialized rounds are gone. Concealed carriers trust it for daily defense. SWAT teams run it suppressed indoors, and competitive shooters fire tens of thousands of rounds a season to refine split times. Add in submachine guns stored in countless armories worldwide, and you have the universal sidearm cartridge of the free world, and many not-so-free corners too. Practical reasons to stockpile begin with universality. In a large family, half the pistols will share this caliber. That cross-compatibility simplifies load-bearing belts, reload drills, and scavenging. It also lubricates barter. A half box of 9 will trade faster than exotic revolver rounds when someone needs to run drills for neighborhood watch. Captured enemy sidearms often come in 9 as well, especially polymer service pistols issued by foreign militaries. Loading their magazines with ammo you already own immediately increases your force's redundancy. Money matters, and the numbers make a strong case to buy right now. Pandemic fear pushed prices into 70-cent territory. Manufacturers expanded lines. Raw material futures cooled, and by late 2023, the market slid under 25 cents. Current spot deals show 19 cents, only 4 pennies above the all-time floor, and a dramatic 40+% below the 33-cent historical midpoint. Once copper futures rise or freight surcharges return, the bottom disappears, buy cases, snap ammo cans shut, and resist the urge to shoot the reserve until practice loads climb again. The rimfire legend serves more roles than any other cartridge here. Farmers eliminate pests without ear protection. Parents teach fundamentals to children. Survivalists harvest rabbits and squirrels quietly, and marksmen use it to hone trigger control for pennies per pull. During prolonged conflict, the rimfire becomes a morale booster. Few things lift spirits in a dugout like plinking tin cans between shifts on watch. From a theoretical standpoint, 22 LR's value is disproportionate to its size. In an electricity-free economy, the sound signature of a suppressed rimfire matters, allowing discreet hunting near populated areas without announcing your presence. Its low weight means an evacuee on foot can haul 1,000 rounds while barely denting pack weight. Barter potential is enormous. When centerfire stock dries up, a handful of 22 rounds trades for fresh eggs or a can of fuel. Pricing tells an almost nostalgic story. Pre-pandemic deals hovered around 5 cents. Then panic doubled and tripled tags overnight. Once lid suppliers reopened and big box stores restocked, numbers crept back down. Present market price sits at 5 cents, only a penny above the rock-bottom 4-cent record and far beneath the 8-cent long-term norm. That gap represents 40% savings over average historical cost. Replace every brick you shot during the last ammo scare and add a spare. When freight trucks stop rolling, tiny brass cases will weigh more than silver coins in practical trade. A pump shotgun is the utility knife of defensive firearms. Drop a slug in the chamber and it reaches 100 yards, destroys locks, engine blocks, or deer lungs. Swap to buckshot, and hallways become safe rooms for the homeowner instead of the intruder. Load birdshot, and the same scattergun becomes a goose gun or small game getter. No carbine or pistol matches that roll-shifting capability just by changing shells. In World War III, shotguns provide unique tactical answers. They excel in breaching, where teams blow hinges with one devastating blast instead of wasting precious rifle rounds. Short-barreled variants defend checkpoints when maneuver space is tight. Allies caught without rifles can be issued single shots or pump guns along with mixed boxes of ammo and still perform security roles. Because shotguns face fewer legal restrictions than black rifles in many jurisdictions, more Americans already own them. Stocking shells now supports neighborhood defense even if neighbors only possess granddad's scattergun. The cost curve has cooperated. Shell prices spiked beyond 75 cents during the panic, yet modern production and inexpensive plastic hulls dragged numbers downward. Current listings show 28 cents for bulk birdshot, about 26% under the long-term 38-cent average, resting scarcely above the 23-cent record low. With prices steady for 2 years, each paycheck can convert into another flat without fear of getting skinned by market whiplash. When metal prices or shipping containers surge again, Awkward, heavy cases of shells will suddenly feel like gold bars. If 5.56 owns the rifle range out to 5 football fields, 308 claims everything beyond. Hunters rely on it to drop elk. Competition shooters ring steel at 1,000 yards, and militaries employ it in designated marksman rifles that bridge the gap between an assault rifle and a sniper platform. Purpose 1 is reach. Purpose 2 is energy on target that defeats intermediate barriers like cinderblock or autoglass better than small caliber options. Stockpiling arguments start with versatility. A single box of match-grade bullets can zero a precision bolt gun, then ball ammo can keep it fed for patrol. Surplus FALs, HK91s, and M1As appear regularly at pawn shops, each an affordable way to field a full-power battle rifle. In joint operations with NATO forces, captured belts and linked ammo for M240 machine guns can refill your magazines because the dimensions remain identical. After the panic peak above $1.40, 308 prices eased as brass availability improved. The present 71-cent street price sits almost a third beneath the long-term average of 103 and hovers a dime over the all-time low. For a cartridge that still retails north of $1 at local gun stores, online bulk deals below 75 cents represent a rare alignment of copper futures and surplus sales. Once big game seasons open or military contracts stress brass suppliers, expect those deals to vanish. Blackout lives where the AR-15 meets suppressed, short-barreled fighting. Supersonic loads fly like an AK round out of an 8-inch barrel, and subsonic heavies whisper through cans with the authority of a .45 slug. The mission spectrum spans home defense in tight staircases, nighttime perimeter patrols where flash and blast cannot telegraph your position, and hog hunting in brush where rapid follow-ups matter. For war prep, 300 BLK shines in special-purpose roles. 1 lower receiver, 2 uppers, and ammo cans of both load types deliver unmatched adaptability. A team can carry mixed magazines, subs for initial silent contact, and supers for break contact or vehicle interdiction. Captured weapons are less likely in this chambering, but parts commonality with standard ARs means scavenged bolts, fire control groups, and magazines slot right in. Cost once scared away newcomers, panic pricing climbed beyond a staggering $160 per round. That bubble popped. Current cases list at 45 to 60 cents. The average sits around 62, a drop of nearly 40% from historical norms. Subsonic loads still command a premium, yet even those run half what they cost 2 years ago. Anyone with suppressor paperwork pending should stack deep before election noise or copper tariffs rebound. Few cartridges carry the psychological weight of the Big 45. Every generation since 1911 has trusted it to stop threats within room's distance. While debates rage over energy calculations, real-world data shows it's forgiving of poor barrier-blind bullet designs. A half-inch pill arriving slow still dumps momentum fast. Primary missions remain home defense, suppressed pistol use, and pistol-caliber carbine duty, where subsonic flight is beneficial. World War III introduces civilian auxiliaries who may inherit dusty W.W. 1911s from attics or cast-off SMGs in resistance caches. Possessing ammo for those guns converts forgotten curios into functional sidearms. Many foreign security services still issue .45 pistols, so battlefield pickups are plausible. The brass itself reloads multiple times thanks to thick walls, extending the shelf life of each primer and projectile you own. Market behavior favors buyers. Pandemic shortages push the cost past $110 per round. Parallel expansion of primer production, additional assembly lines at major factories, and lower demand for expensive range ammo drove prices into the low 30s. Present retail sits at 31 cents, 30+% under the long-term 46-cent mean, flirting with the 29-cent floor. Historically, 45 rallies quickly whenever raw lead futures climb, so bargain pricing on heavies seldom lingers. The final entry carries the oldest birth certificate of the lot, yet remains in frontline service abroad. From Mosin-Nagant bolt guns to PKM squad automatics, the Russian-rimmed 30 carries heavy bullets far, hard, and cheap, at least overseas. In American hands, it fills marksman roles where 308 stops and offers wallet-friendly blasting when surplus cases are found. Its primary mission is long-range overwatch or penetrating hard cover when newer cartridges run out of steam. Reasons to hoard it extend beyond owning a battered Mosin. Should U.S. forces or militias capture enemy PKMs, SVDs, or Dragunov pattern rifles, ammunition becomes the choke point. With a crate tucked away, you can put captured belt feds back in the fight. It also trades well among collectors who covet anything Eastern Bloc once imports dry up. As far as pricing, the supply once flowed in Spam cans for pennies, but sanctions and freight costs throttled imports. The line never crashed like other calibers. Instead, it crept from 40 cents to a mid-70 plateau, peaking briefly at 87. Today's average sits at 73, about 7% over the 68-cent historical norm. That slight premium hints at scarcity, not a bargain window, yet future restrictions could double the tag without warning. Anyone already owning rifles that eat this cartridge, or anyone planning to scavenge enemy guns, should buy whatever they find, because shipments may never return to the States. And those are the 9 calibers that will keep you alive, fed, and ahead when the lights go out during World War III. Every round you store today is a problem you've already solved tomorrow. So, which caliber do you trust most to carry your team through the next collapse? Which ones are already sitting in your cans, and which are missing? Drop your answers in the comments. Then hit like, share this with your squad, subscribe for more breakdowns like this, and smash that bell icon so you're first in line when the next threat goes hot. Stay stocked, stay sharp,